Hello everyone and welcome back to another DrAce video. Today we are starting round 7 of our Moto2 career mode, and it is time for the terrific Tuscan Hills, the terrific circuit of Mugello, and we will start from 4th place on the grid. Ladies and gentlemen, let's crack on. So here we go then, starting on the second row. We wait for the red lights to disappear and away we go. Just a little bit slow there off the line, but it's alright. We got a decent start-ish. Oh my goodness, the AI 120% difficulty are going rather slow going into turn 1, so I think I'll take advantage. Thank you very much. Up by a good couple of tenths already. My goodness, look at that gap. 8 tenths, 7 tenths, 6 tenths a moment ago, 8 tenths again, 9 tenths. So we're going to get a second clear going into the Materassi corner in turn 4. In fact, never mind that, we've already got the second. What is going on here? Are they that slow around Mugello? I didn't do that many lap times here in the practice. I was actually still feeling rather sluggish from playing Ride 5 all weekend in Germany, so I can't believe this. We're at 1.1 seconds clear already from the chasing pack of Alonso Lopez, Joe Roberts, Aldeguer, and Gonzalez, Vietti, Ramirez, and Jake Dixon. 1.2 seconds. Oh, this can't go on. I'm going to have to make a decision. Either we drop the power or I slow down a bit, because surely that's just a small bug because of the starts in Moto2. I tell you what, let's do the long lap penalty. Let's go and do the long lap penalty, let the guys get past, and hopefully then it should be able to bring us a little bit closer. Now, I don't actually have to take this long lap penalty correctly because I don't have one, but Alonso Lopez is now through. Let's hope that the action now becomes closer, but I can confirm this is on 120% difficulty, so that is bloody strange. I honestly expected more of a battle here in the Tuscan Hills, but we are a little bit wide there going into Bacine corner. Joe Roberts forces the issue right up on the inside, picking us up mid-corner. Now it's a chance for us to do it all over again, to fight and catch up to Alonso Lopez. Look at Fermin Aldeguer on the right-hand side of your screen there, bumping the rear of Joe Roberts. And now onto the brakes. We're through, and we're occupying second place, back into turn 1 once again for the second time of this race. Now Alonso Lopez is not actually getting away, as he has a good look behind him to see who's charging upon the approach. Out to Poggio Secco. We have the slipstream against the number 21. Now we lean into... Oh, goodness me, hit that curb there. Really pushed me into the left-hand side of the corner there. Obviously an off-camber rumble strip, apparently. As we now go into the brakes here for the wonderful combination of corners. Casanova and Cervelli, but Lopez obviously lost the front of it there or something, because he went so slow going into the bottom part of the left-hander. Now into Arrabbiata 1. Lopez holds the line. Inside line for the American racing rider. Can we attack him going into probably around Correntallo? This is much better than I was what I thought it would be after starting and getting a second by the third corner. Oh, track limit warning there for me. It's not really a track that you're going to struggle with track limit warnings in here, to be honest, but that's an early warning for myself. Hopefully I'm not going to pull a Fermin Aldeguer. Lopez still leads then into Biandetti 2. He lost a lot of momentum going into the right-hand side, so we're now firmly on the rear of the OnlyFans American Racing team. Can we get through, though? Just dropping the gears and leaning in on Alonso Lopez. This could be the moment. We have the speed to retake the advantage for this lead. What's he having a look behind him for? What have you seen, mate? What's Alonso Lopez having a look at? I must confess, it convinced me to have a look behind me. Don't know what he'd seen there. Now go onto the brakes. Lopez, look at them playing chicken with me on the brakes. He's actually pushing me off the circuit there. Very aggressive on the brakes goes Alonso Lopez. Manuel Gonzalez has gone down somewhere around San Donato. And now Joe Roberts positioning himself between myself and the apex of Poggio Secco. Oh, just pushed him off the circuit ever so slightly there, maintaining track position against Roberts Racer. Now on the right-hand side, we've lost a bit of ground here to Alonso Lopez. Is he now going to start trying to pull away? Had to make a decision before start. Oh, he almost lost the front again. He is dicing with death into some of the best combination of corners here in Mugello. Really got too tight to the apex there. He clipped the corner going into Casanova and then almost lost the front going into Savelli upon the change of direction. Madness. You can see how much Lopez is pushing in the early stages of this Grand Prix. And of course, guys, if you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and it keeps you inundated with MotoGP 24 content. So, Lopez running the curb into Corantayo. He was a little bit slow into Biondetti 1 and 2 the last time around, so let's see if we can close back in on the Spaniard. Number 21 is getting closer. Alonso Lopez about to be beaten as we go the long way around into the Bacine corner. I went way too wide there. Just haven't quite got the feeling yet with this bike. Now, I came back yesterday, managed to chuck in a couple of laps with Aleix Espargaro in Catalonia after my trip to Germany. And now the Moto2 bikes feel a little bit strange, to be honest. So I'm hoping I can get some feeling back as we go late on the brakes there, trying to go the long way around Alonso Lopez into turn 1, and that has paid off. Beautifully done. Is this enough now for us to maintain this lead, or will he fight back? We've got, what, 5 tenths against the man from Madrid. Can he fight back? I actually hope he does, to be honest. I don't really want to just disappear and lead this one by a country mile. I like to be challenged. I like the fight. We've had a few fights recently, from Le Mans into what's the other track? Yeah, Catalonia. It was indeed actually Catalonia, and it was really good fun. So I'm hoping for something more or less the same. I don't want to just disappear and win this one. I like the challenge. Do I need to start dropping the power? Perhaps not, but to win here in Mugello is a absolutely wonderful achievement, and I will definitely want to take the 25 points. Celestino Vietti, a bit wide there. Is that going to be another track limit warning? It wasn't. I guess I didn't really abuse the track limits or really gain an advantage for running it deep into the Scarperia corner. Oh my goodness, we're wide now again for Corantayo. This is a very ugly Grand Prix so far for me. You can tell I'm not quite 100% with the Calex around Mugello yet. I can't tell if it... Oh, I just bumped Joe. Apologies, Joe. That was a bit aggressive. Didn't realise the AI would be so slow every single time into Biondetti 1 and 2. It's losing a significant time is the AI. There goes Lopez, firing it back up on the inside. Now we have the opportunity. Is he going to push me off the circuit? Just a little bit, but we are able to hold our own. Now, I don't know whether it's just a lack of feeling after playing so much Ride 5 at the weekend, or the fact that I've chosen the medium tyres. As a rule, I tend to only go for the soft option tyres, but recently, at Catalonia, I did choose a mixture of both. And I will say, the SC2, the Pirelli tyres, for the medium here in Mugello, don't feel very good. I just don't have that confidence on the brakes. Now, I do think that could be the case of me just not having that feeling yet with MotoGP 24. As I say, it's been a full 4 or 5 days spent in Germany playing Ride 5 with some Germans. It's a bit different to coming back over here to MotoGP 24. One thing I will say, though, is goodness me, it feels good to have my own controller, and to the vibration, the feedback of MotoGP 24 is significantly better than Ride 5. I was also playing Ride 5 on PS5 as well, where I find that the brakes on that, well, the vibration, should I say, under braking, is so much weaker than it is on PC. It feels ever so strange. But we did get better at the game there, and now we need to get back and get good at MotoGP 24, ladies and gentlemen. And so far, not too bad, but I do feel very fortunate that the 120% AI keep making mistakes around this circuit. Perhaps if they weren't, this could have been a lot closer contested on lap 5 here in Mugello. Now, for the first time since the beginning where the AI started sluggish, we have got a second advantage to Alonso Lopez. He's had a pretty good start so far, and of course another pole position for the man from Madrid, so he's having a pretty stellar season. Just a couple of times he has crashed out, twice so far to my knowledge, and in fact both of those times have been a collision with me, so Hopefully he doesn't lose the front again or get taken out, because this championship challenge is disappearing. And for the American fans for that team, they're going to be disappointed. Bit of a joint feeling for the Americans right now. Actually, got Alonso Lopez for the American racing team in second. But in turn, behind him is the Californian Joe Roberts. So, yeah, mixed feelings for the Americans, I imagine, right now. Unless it's double whammy, as you get two American parts, if you will, on the podium. Well, here on lap 6, we are able now to start thinking about victory contention quite easily. Lopez is now 2 seconds behind. Joe Roberts is probably right there with him. You can tell on the map in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, both riders must be very much joined together going into Arrabbiata 2. From there looks like a very small gap to Fermin Aldeguer, the man who, of course, MotoGP bound next year. And Celestino Vietti behind him with the Italtrans team. So behind us is going to be quite the battle, but for us, I imagine that could be it. I think it could be, you know, pretty much a 10-lap dash for us just to churn out the lap times and get that feeling prepared, ready for when we go to a circuit like Sokol, which will come up next. And I think from there it'll be Assen, then into the Sachsenring, and then from Silverstone from there. So got some great tracks coming up soon. There's again just a downshifting a little bit too prematurely there, getting that rear tyre kicked out. It is not my riding style. That is definitely the Ride 5 feeling coming in. You can downshift quite a lot in Ride 5 and without too much consequence. Here, not at all. And that was quite evident in Bacine corner on lap 6. Well, I will say, on the map in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, what is going on with the gap? I would say to Marcos Ramirez, Tony Arbolino, or possibly Dixon, they're behind us from... it's hard to say, maybe Dixon's not in that fight, to be honest. But there's riders now only just crossing the line. And we're we're a sector through already into the Borgo San Lorenzo corner in Mugello. That's a monumental lead already. Something must have happened, either a crash, a collision, or the AI just plain stink here in Mugello. Because that's massive. That is ridiculous, the size of that gap. It's got to be probably a lone Jake Dixon, and whoever else is in 9th or 10th is miles behind, and they're probably only just going to go to Casanova and Savelli. That is bonkers. But for us right now, we're having a pretty solid performance now. Didn't look too promising when we started this one, a couple of mistakes. But I think on this lap, providing we don't make any silly errors, should be a new fastest lap of the race. I don't think anyone's come close to the low 51s like we've done. Joe Roberts has got the better of Lopez. He's now up to second. That's doing his championship challenge a good job. And now out of Biandetti 2, now into the Bacine corner. Downshifting gradually this time, a little bit better than what we did on the previous exchange. We should now get onto the power and potentially set a new fastest lap of this Grand Prix. It's going to be close. Across the line, it is a 50.990. Brilliant. That is the fastest lap of the Mugello circuit. The Italian GP will be claimed by us, providing nothing goes wrong from this point onwards. A pretty solid start, do I say so myself. And of course, after this one, I believe it will be all the transfer rumours and everything else. We're going to have we'll have the transfer rumours after Mugello. I'm not sure, actually. I'm trying to think of my head if it's Sokol or Mugello. But let's say, for argument's sake, it will be after Mugello. That means we'll get to start looking at who is going to go where with the rider transfer rumour market. That's interesting. Now, I will make my decision whether I'll go up or stay at Moto2. And I'll be honest, I think I'm going to just go up to MotoGP, provided we get a decent contract. And I think from there, I do wonder if anyone will join me. Our championship protagonist, let's be honest, is Joe Roberts, myself, Lopez, Aldeguer and Vietti. So it could be very interesting to see if any of these riders join me going up to MotoGP. We didn't have that pleasure to have that in Moto3. when we moved up to Moto2, I was hoping that some of the riders that we fought valiantly with, like Taiyo Furusato or Suzuki, would join us into Moto2, but unfortunately it just never happened. So my thought process now is, if we get another opportunity to go up with another rider, with Lopez, Roberts, Aldeguer, Vietti, you name it, then we can build our rivalry from Moto2 up to the Premier class. And I think that's going to be absolutely brilliant, but we'll just have to see whether it happens or not. Now, after getting into the 50s there, we did drop back into the 51s, 51.7 for us on lap 8. But to be honest, as long as we stay within the 51s, I really can't envisage any of these riders to getting back up to our speed. They're going to have to do something by now. I just can't see it happening, to be honest with you. I think our lead is going to be ephemeral. I can't see it changing now. I really can't. We're going to be lasting onto this one throughout the entire duration of this Grand Prix. And I must confess, it feels good to be getting back into the groove with Moto2 here in MotoGP 24. And as I say, guys, if you're enjoying the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I certainly hope you enjoy this picture. Oh my god, I've gone wide. Wasn't paying attention to it, clearly. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying the picture-in-picture views at the moment. Trying to include more of them into the videos, but not too many, because I think too many is probably going to ruin the whole presentation of the video. But let me know. I'm always keen to hear what you've got to say. I always read my comments, so I'll be sure to speak to you in the comment section down below. But after that mistake, we have lost around 1.5 seconds on this lap, but we already were losing a couple of tenths, so I think we lost a second in that exchange for going a bit wide into Arrabbiata 2. Quite fortunate that we actually stayed upon the bike, to be quite honest with you. But it's just caught my attention, actually, that Fermin Aldeguer is now up to second. Lopez, I knew he already had been dropping because he lost a position to Joe Roberts, but he's down to 4th place now. So Vietti, hoping for a good result, I'm sure, will try and get through on him. But he'll still need to get past Roberts and Aldeguer, or at least Roberts at the very least, to try and get back onto the podium for the first time since a few videos ago. So a little bit better into turn 1 though. I still feel really sluggish with these tyres. They're not gripping very well into the corner. I'm getting a lot of slide. I don't think that's down to me just not having the confidence with MotoGP 24 like I had. I would put that down to just the tyres feeling so greasy, so slippy. Very, very strange. Feels good coming out the corners, but going into the corners, that's where it feels a little bit sluggish. Oh, and now I'm wide there for Casanova. That's probably going to be a track limit warning. A metaphorical slap on the wrist for your KTM rider. In fact, no, it isn't. The Red Bull KTM IO rider gets away scot-free for abusing the track limits there. But I have already taken a long lap penalty so far in this video, just for the purpose of keeping the action close. I don't really mind doing another one if we have to. I'm sure that I'm going to occupy this space for long enough, so a long lap penalty wouldn't even bother me. Roberts track limit warning, and the same can be said for my compatriot Jake Dixon. Don't know where they're abusing the track limits, but if you look at the top 8, there's a lot of riders there, barring 2, who have got track limit warnings. Doesn't say how many warnings they've had or any infringements, but you better believe they've had at least 1. So we'll see if anyone gets a long lap penalty throughout the duration of this Grand Prix. But approaching the 5-second mark now is our advantage. Celestino Vietti is about 5.3 seconds behind, so he can't be that far behind Joe Roberts. The American fans might be disappointed after all here for losing their American racing rider off the top 2 steps to now potentially losing Joe Roberts. Look at that! Perfect timing! Roberts off the podium, back on the podium. Celestino Vietti has exchanged place, so yeah, it's going backwards and forth. Celestino now back up to 3rd, Roberts down to 4th. Is that where this will lie? Will there be any more changes for the top 3? How far is Aldeguer ahead of Celestino? It's been exactly what Vietti needed in this virtual world, isn't it? leaving the Red Bull KTM IO squad behind, joining the Italtrans, and getting that confidence, that feeling, and that sheer sensation of riding a Moto2 bike again as he's back up there towards the front, towards the sharp end of this Moto2 grid. So now onto the power. We'll start braking here going into the right-hander. Ooh. Perhaps I shouldn't downshift to first gear anymore. There's definitely something going wrong with these medium tyres. That felt so peculiar then going up on the brakes. And it's not really the brakes actually, it's more so the latter stage going into the trail braking, not initial inertia of the brakes, more so just the mid-corner. So now we lean back into B132, feeling good coming out of the likes of corners of those. But those hard braking zones, where I'm sort of just slowly trail braking in, feel peculiar. Downshifting to first gear is not the problem. It's probably doing it too early is where I'm having these mistakes. And across the line here, this is going to put us on a 52.1. Those are not good lap times, ladies and gentlemen. We're about 1.1 slower than what we were earlier. A bit weak, to be quite honest. I mean, considering our lap times in the early stages of this Grand Prix, where we're solid into the low 51s and 50s, even in one instance at least, a 50.9. So, very peculiar to have lap times that are just completely different to what we had in the qualifying. The qualifying was much more competitive, as the AI were quite comfortable into the 50s. I actually did 1 or 2 laps and I just called it quits. I was like, that'll do. I'm sure that's enough for pole. And then when I ended the session, lo and behold, it was not pole. It was quite the surprise. But I mean, I actually quite like it when it's like that because it keeps the action flowing and keeps me challenging for those qualifying positions. Onto the right-hand side, out of Arrabbiata 2. I'm going to try and not make that same mistake again then going into the right-hander. Yeah, that feels much better. Definitely dropping the gears slowly to just second gear and skipping out first gear there helps a lot. That feels so much better. But I'm still getting a lot of movement in the rear tyre. The front feels okay, but it's hard to actually explain, to be honest with you. It feels so weird. Just greasy, just slippery. I'm not putting in good lap times here. I wonder what would have happened if I did stick with the soft option tyres. I think that could have been a disaster, to be honest. It could have been a different story. And now I'm actually a little bit regretting it because maybe this one would have been a bit more closely contested. I don't particularly enjoy winning a race by 5 seconds plus. I like to keep things close. So perhaps I'll drop the power for the next instance. In fact, I said this last time. If in another situation when we feel like this, let me know if you'd want me to drop the power or just continue as I am and just dominate the competition. There was a mixed bag of feedback last time when I asked this question, so I'm still not too sure what to do here. Maybe we have one where we don't drop the power, and if there's another one where we're dead fast, then we do drop the power. We'll figure it out. I just want to try and make sure the content is enjoyable for everyone. And in fact, speaking of enjoyable, if you're Italian or if you're a virtual Italian person in Mugello right now, thumbs up for you because Celestino Vietti has just acquired 2nd place. Lopez has dropped to 4th. Lopez dropped to 5th, in fact. Robert's down to 4th. Aldeguer and Vietti 2nd and 3rd, respectively, should I say. So, yeah, quite an interesting performance here in this Grand Prix. But I have not seen hardly any overtakes in this video here today, which I'm disappointed because I'll record all the replays in a moment, and I've got to say I don't think there's anything for me to show you. It's been a very stagnant Moto2 race here in Mugello. Not like the Sachsenring that we had at the weekend. That was a terrific race for Moto2 especially, but I'm afraid here it's not going to be one of those videos that we had in Catalonia where I was fighting to the very end, pushing crazily like we were in Le Mans. It's going to be one of those ones where we just decimate the competition quite easily. So out of the final corner, onto the straight once more. This is the start of the penultimate lap. It is lap 14 of 15. I mean, considering that we've dominated, this video's gone pretty quick. I hope that you guys have felt the same way. I hope you've not felt bored or you've decided to move on and watch something else. I do certainly try to keep the interest at a maximum, as I don't think there's even been a change in that top 8. Dixon's been on that track limit warning for a while. Same can be said for both Arbolino and the 2 American racing riders. Don't know when Joe Roberts got his. I think I seen it earlier on coming out of the final corner. So I don't know whereabouts he is on circuit because he's quite far behind now. But there's still quite a lot of riders there grouping up to tackle the Casanova corner. Goodness me, I just touched the... Oh, I guess that's what happens when you dice with death into Savelli. You go really tight to the apex and then you just clip the corner ever so slightly. So for Arrabbiata 2 then, our gap has come down to 3.7 seconds. Is Celestino Vietti going to set a lap time of a 1:47 to try and pip us on the line? Yeah, I don't think so either. Marcus Ramirez has been given a penalty. That is a track... Oh, it's a track limit warning for Fermin Aldeguer as well then. So the only person not to have one in the top 8, as you can see, Celestino Vietti. But Ramirez, he'll be taking that penalty very soon. Chantra's been given track limits as well. Ramirez has taken his... and he's still in 8th place. So that shows the position that he was in. So out of the final corner, this is the 14th and penultimate time of us tackling the final corner of Bacine, which means this is the start of the final lap. Oh, my worst lap time yet, a 53.4 is nothing to get excited about. That is not good, as Xavier Artigas has just been given track limit warning. Same can be said for Darren Binder, as he's been there, done that before. That's terrible. But it's all good, as we're winning by such a large margin. 0.2 of a second clear, or 0.2 of a second down on our best sector time set from earlier on. So we're not losing all that much time, but you can see mid-corner is where we're losing that time. So as we go on the brakes here and turn into Casanova, a little bit squirrely upon the brakes, and into the left-hander, you can see there, just dropping each sort of 100th of a second per each corner. Yeah, look at that now, down to 0.8 of a second on this one. So this is not going to be a good lap time, but it really doesn't matter. When you have a 4-second advantage in your back pocket to play for, it doesn't matter. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to win here in Mugello. Our streak of podiums continue. Every single round, barring Qatar, we have finished on the podium. We've had 3 victories at this point, or at least we will at the end of this one. And I must confess, it is going swimmingly. In fact, I think we have had 3 wins, haven't we? Is this my 4th win? That's a lot already to consider. 4 wins in 7 races. What a performance from your number 47. It's good to be back on MotoGP 24, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to be back to make content, and I'm glad you're here to enjoy it with me. Guys and girls, we finish the Mugello Grand Prix with 25 points more than anyone else. Ladies and gentlemen, we're victorious. So there you are then, guys. Confirmation on your screens right now. Wow, that battle for second place was interesting. Celestino, Aldeguer, Roberts, Lopez, all separated by less than 0.2 of a second, or 0.3 of a second, should I say. That's quite impressive stuff. But look at those lap times. My God, we were significantly quicker than the AI. No battle here in Mugello. So let's take a look at the championship standings. Our lead now increases to 29, ahead of Fermin Aldeguer in second, and Vietti trails by 33. Roberts, Lopez and Ramirez, it's getting away from them ever so slightly. So let's finish up on the team's championship, and then we'll go to Parc Fermé to celebrate a victory with the Aces. 6 points behind in the team's championship so far. So there it is then, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video. I certainly hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know in the comments section down below. And of course, if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. Join the Discord server as well if you want to be part of the Discord community, and of course you can join the channel membership for as low as £2.99. Guys, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, see you tomorrow for more videos. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.